once we do that, now instead of printing out, let us try to save these in a variable. Let us say a string quote variable, which would have this quote text saved inside it. I'll cut this out, I'll paste it here and end it off with a semicolon. I'll get rid of this print statement, and I'll also have a string author variable, which should save the name of the author of our particular quote. So let me do that, finish this off with the semicolon, get rid of the print line. Now we are able to make this request, get some data, parse it and save it to two variables. We want to now send these variables to our second screen. And how can we do that? Let us save this file and come back to our second screen. So inside our second screen, we have to create two new variables. Up here, let us call this string quote. Let us like quote text. Let us call this quote text. And I'll also create a new variable called author name. I want to show you like how this particular value would be seen. So I have named these variables different. Now inside our constructor, we'll also need to create like we'll also specify like whenever this particular screen is called, we need to pass in these values. So I'll have to type in this dot author name and this dot quote text here, and I'll have to make these values required because I want to use them on my second screen, and they should be available to me when I'm like creating this second screen. If I'll save this file really quickly, you'll see an error appear on the home screen because we are navigating to this page, but we haven't passed in the values of quote and author. So let us specify the quote text, which you can see is the property name, and what value we want to pass it. We want to specify it as quote. Similarly, we want to do the same for author name, which would be this author that we get. So I'll type in author, and once I save this file, I'll have it running. I can just hot reload my application. Now you'll see like once we go to this second screen, we'll have this quote text and author name here, but we haven't used it. So let us quickly use these values as well. Inside our scaffold, I'll create the body, which I'll set to this column widget. Since we have already talked about layouts in Flutter, you should understand like what we want to do. We want to show the quote text on top and the author name just under it. So I'll create two text widgets which should take in some data, which would be the quote text, and then one more text widget which would take in the author name. Once we do that, I can save this file as well. It should do a hot reload. Let us come back to our app, and once I click on this go to next screen, it should take some time, but you will see like the quote appear here and the name of the author. So we are able to do this successfully. We are able to get data off the internet and show it inside our Flutter application. We are navigating from one screen to another. Now the last part left to it is just to make this much beautiful. Like we want to make it prettier, and with that we'll have like a complete application, which is really cool. So I'll come back to my scaffold and give it a app bar, because we want to be able to navigate back if we want to. So I'll save this second screen. You'll see like a app bar appear here.